There's Will, always making noise. What's up, guys? Welcome to Clicks and Sticks. This is Casey. I'm my man Grumpy. Jake, he's with me. I got Will, Godric 318. Got my boys with me today. This is our new podcast, guys.
Let's get it rolling.
Alrighty, guys, we're going to start off today with some sports chat.
Turn me up in the headphones a little bit.
Turn you up in the headphones a little bit. Yeah. I don't know what that means. Alrighty, man. So we will start off. Keo dropping in the hot fire on the subscriptions. Appreciate that. 6 months in a row, Keo. New sub badges will be up soon. Can't mess up my streams with this. Alright, guys. What we're going to start off with today, Keo. Come get in these amazing conversations we're going to have. We're going to start off with the NFL this week. We're going to talk MVP candidates. Who do you think the league MVP is? We're going to start my boy Will. We're going to start with Godric 318. I did put the emotes in Discord. Yeah, stop. All right, Will. Hot takes. Give me what you got.
Hot takes. Well, I'm going to have to go with the dramatic improvement he's got. I got to go with Lamar Jackson. And the reason why. He's got a 77.7 QBR. That's top 5. His completion percentage is 66%. He's got 19 touchdowns, and his passing yards is 22. He's at 2,200 yards now. Now, this is just that, but, I mean, when you combine the rushing, the rushing just completely is staggering. The rushing, I think so far, he has 788 yards through 10 games. Put that in perspective.
No.
He's got almost as many rushing yards as Michael Vick did through 16 games. And we're only through 10.
Yeah.
Key catalyst to his team winning right now. Not to mention, MVP's got to be on a winning team. And let's see, they are currently top of their division, AFC North, at 8-2.
Yeah, absolute facts. Yeah, I'm gonna agree 1,000,000%. I don't want to give it to him. I want to argue with you here, and I want to say that you're wrong on the most improved player from last year. I will think that would be Dak Prescott. Ooh, hot take from a Cowboys fan, right? I think Dak right now, number 2 in the league in passing right now? Dak Prescott right now? He's number 2 in the MVP race, in my personal opinion. And I am an anti-Dak Dallas Cowboys fan. I am a Romo diehard.
That is true.
I'm going to have to give it to Lamar, man.
I've never seen someone hate Dak Prescott as much as you do.
Absolute facts. And
I'm going to have to kind of disagree with you, though, and he's number 2. Their team is 6-4.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was really that man, even though he is playing great, I'm going to give it to you. He is playing outstanding. And we had this discussion before the season started, and you've yet to say that I was right. I told you, right?
You're right.
That watch out for Dak. That he was going to be a hell of a player this year. And the man's thrown for what? 2 consecutive 400-yard games, maybe 3.
It's
for 444 yards last week.
Yeah, it's 3 right now.
The week before.
Yeah, I agree. I was wrong, but
what I'm saying though is I think Russell Wilson is a very good argument to be right up there with Lamar, if not ahead of him. I'm taking Lamar because I think Lamar does more than Russell Wilson because the Seahawks also have an incredible defense. They've made some great pickups with Davion Clowney. But Russell Wilson right now has 23 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. Yeah,
well, it's great. And he's the sneakiest guy right now on the MVP list. Probably the least talked about guy on the MVP race. Absolutely agree. But can I throw a wrench in there if we go back to the... I know we'll kind of get off topic every now and then. Can I throw a wrench in there? Let's talk about Prescott Jackson. Who has the better running back?
Under Lamar or Prescott?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to have to go the Cowboys.
You think right now Zeke is outperforming Mark Ingram?
No, I don't think he's outperforming Mark Ingram. But let me follow your question with another question. Who would you take for the next 3 years, Mark Ingram or Ezekiel Elliott? You also have to take into consideration that the defense is probably keying in on Lamar way more than they're keying in on Dak.
Well,
So when you have the running back option, those defense, you know how you play ball. Those linebackers, those that front seven or that front seven has to first pay attention to Lamar, and then they'll pay attention to Mark Ingram because who's going to break away for an 80-yard run more likely, Lamar Jackson or Mark Ingram?
it's sad to say Lamar. Yeah, I think Ingram.
I love me some Mark Ingram though.
He's having a great year this year. Great
I don't
year.
think the Saints should have ever got rid of him.
I agree completely. And right now Zeke's breaking my heart. We'll get into him this weekend when I can get Keo on the stream. We can talk a little bit more strictly sports, but Zeke's breaking my heart right now.
Looks like he's just still in Cabo,
Yeah, I think he left us.
running in sand.
Ran for 3 straight 100-yard games and then disappeared once again after never showing back up. I mean, yeah, that's for.
Now, I'll give it to you on Dak. I think Dak is the number 1, if not the number 2 QBR, best QBR in the league.
No, number 2 passing yards. I think it's number 2.
He's number 2 passing yards with his team is also ranked number 2 in the most drops in the league. So when you put that together,
I thought they were the most.
they're number 2.
Yeah,
When you combine that, that's just amazing.
yeah, I agree. Most times,
He is definitely the captain of that team, no question. I didn't ever think he was going to be the captain, but I knew he was getting better.
yeah,
But the way Lamar Jackson has just improved, you're talking about a player that when he first came in, he did not look like he could throw the ball. He just didn't. He reminded me of a faster, more athletic Tim Tebow that was inaccurate, and always would not go through his progressions and just break off and run.
which I thought he was. I thought he was more of the definition of Troy Smith. I don't know if you remember him coming out of Ohio State.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of who he reminded me of.
I can get, but Troy Smith never really got the break that he needed.
Yeah, I think Lamar got put in a perfect situation. Great head coach, great defense. A lot of people, how good that defense and a great offensive line. And
The beautiful thing about it is, I agree 100%. I don't think Lamar would have been as successful anywhere else. The offensive coordinator that is dealing with Lamar Jackson is the same offensive coordinator that dealt with Colin Kaepernick. And if you really look at it,
Cap had great numbers at certain points.
but Kaepernick is, not identical, but a very similar player as Lamar Jackson was.
Yeah,
The man, he had that playoff game where he threw for 350 and ran for 200. You're talking about a very similar player. Granted, he doesn't have the speed or cuts that Lamar Jackson is. Lamar Jackson is just schooling people, just put them on posters.
yeah.
But what a great offensive coordinator to have when you already know that type of style.
Yeah.
And Lamar Jackson's perfect for the league because he's destroying this facade or this image that we have of you have to have a pocket quarterback in order to be successful in this league. You have to have a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady or an Aaron Rodgers to be successful in this league. You don't have to.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of how the game's transition. College, you want the mobile quarterback. NFL, you want the guy who sits in there and plays for 20 years. Yeah, I agree.
Goes to really show you, though, of a player working on his craft because, you got Lamar Jackson who is basically, you could tell, steady improvement year after year, month after month, game after game. And you had a person that, Cam Newton, who had all of the talent in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Arm talent and physical attributes.
And his game has done nothing but progressed when he made it to the top.
Yeah, I agree 1,000,000%. I think Lamar's probably the most motivated player in the NFL, easily. I mean, he went through
In the league?
Yeah.
I would say motivation. I don't know. That's tough to say. I would think motivation-wise, I think you could put Dak up there with motivation. Dak looks like a very motivated player.
Well, I think that's Dak's natural fire, but, I mean, Lamar, nobody ever came out and said, Dak was always a system quarterback. Everyone always thought Dak was a system quarterback, like when he was at Mississippi State. I think when Lamar came out, it was like, this dude's a running back, He has no business being here.
Yeah.
I think that's a chip he's always just, kept with him.
I love that. Keep that chip. that'll be successful. Many players have some. Look at Tom Brady, prime example. That man still keeps a chip.
I didn't know Tom Brady was one of the highest recruited high school quarterbacks, though.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he was in the Elite 11 when he was in high school. One of the original Elite 11 camps for quarterbacks. I absolutely never knew that. Never had a clue.
No idea.
Yeah, I had no clue. And he kind of just disappeared there for a while when he was at Michigan. Because I kind of thought Tom Brady with this walk-on story, but I need to kind of do my due diligence on that, I think.
Natho. I hadn't talked to Natho in forever.
Yeah. We get off a COD and start doing podcasts, moving on up in the world, man. Now you see who rides with you. Nathan, it's glad to see you there, bud. Let's see. What else do we have? I guess we'll go ahead and go into the playoffs. I'll end this little amazing video I have going right here. I'm going to go ahead and we'll pull off the playoffs right now. Playoffs, how they...
Go make a sandwich. I'll be right back.
All right, dude. Appreciate you non-athlete guys sticking around out there for us. Appreciate it, Jake.
Well, you gotta watch with that non-athlete shit.
Hey, man. Hey, thank you. All right, so here we're gonna go. I have it pulled up. I'm sure you have it pulled up as well, Will. As they stand right now, AFC New England 1 seed, Baltimore 2, Kansas City 3, Colts 4, Buffalo 5, Houston 6. Outside looking in, 3 closest team: Oakland, Pittsburgh, Tennessee. I think those are really the only 3 teams that possibly have a chance, other than a sneaky Chargers pick down there. I wouldn't sleep on. We're going to go AFC, San Francisco 1, Green Bay 2, New Orleans 3, Dallas 4, Seattle 5, Minnesota 6. The NFC's a little different. Outside looking in, Rams, Eagles, Panthers, Bears. And I think that's where that is going to end. I think the Bears actually might have dug a little bit too much of a hole just with that team's play style. So you could almost say Carolina, but you got to think right now in the NFC to even get into the playoffs, 8-3 is the 6th seed in the NFC. Everybody except Dallas with 8 wins. That's super impressive.
Absolutely. And Carolina has a very tough schedule ahead.
Absolutely, yes. Well, they still get New Orleans twice, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They sure do.
And they
First game is November 24th in New Orleans.
Nice. All right, we'll start with AFC. So what we're going to do first, Patriots, Baltimore, Chiefs, Colts, Bills, Texans. Name one of those teams that you can see falling out of the playoffs.
Ooh. That is very tough. You know, I love Deshaun Watson. You know, but I think they give up so many points. If he doesn't will his team to victory and do what he does, which is amazing things all the time, then they could easily fall out.
True.
Easily. Because Houston does not, it's never a low-scoring game. They remind me of the Saints 5 years ago.
I agree.
The only way the Saints were going to win is if they put up 28 points.
Yeah, they had to put up 5 touchdowns on you before they guaranteed anywhere near a win. That still wasn't guaranteed.
Deshaun scares me in reference to he gets hit more than any player, and his hits just look bad. You know, you look at Lamar Jackson, when he takes a hit, he kind of absorbs the impact. Deshaun looks like, you know, that hurt getting up. It really did. Buffalo could very well be the same way, though, for the sheer fact of their defense is incredible. But Josh Allen can throw a game away faster than any player I've ever seen.
We'll turn into a Josh Allen roast session. I see. I can see it. I see Buffalo has the 1-game lead. I don't see Buffalo gaining 2 games on New England. Houston absolutely tied with the Colts. That's. I'll go ahead and make my pick. I know he said the Bills. I'm going to say Colts. I'm gonna go with the Colts here.
I do like the Colts, though. You know, keep the Colts been fighting strong. They haven't had T.Y. Hilton. He's going to be coming back in a week or 2.
That is true.
Yeah, he's their number 1. He's a great player. Yeah, but when you look at the Bills, I mean, the Bills have to. This week they played Denver.
True.
They have to go to Dallas.
True.
They have to play Baltimore.
True.
And then they have to go to Pittsburgh, which you just don't know what you're going to get with Rudolph. Pittsburgh was picking up steam, and then they had this fallout with Cleveland. And then they have to go to New England. Their only easy game the rest of the way is home against the Jets.
True. I agree. Late in the year, cold weather, so I'll give a little defense. I'll give it defense. I think if they can win with what they have left to go, I think if Buffalo can win, they can win 3 games.
I think at best 3-3 would be their shot. Is if they beat Denver, they're not going to beat. I don't think them beating the Cowboys at Dallas. I think Baltimore is going to embarrass them, and I don't see them ever beating New England in New England.
Oh no! For the NFL's sake, I hope Buffalo has some kind of answer for Baltimore right now, because if not, that's going to be scary. All right, so with the people that are in the still alive category, so we'll go Oakland, Pittsburgh, Tennessee. We can go Cleveland, Jacksonville, Chargers, whoever you want, Denver, Jets, Dolphins, even if you want to take the Bengals, which they're statistically the only team eliminated from the playoffs right now.
First team to ever go 0-10 after making playoffs.
That is a huge fact. Where's Marvin Lewis, right? Ta-ding. Well, who's the team you can see from the outside that can sneak in?
Before the incident, this was it Monday night? It was Monday night.
Yeah.
The Cleveland game.
Mm-hmm.
Before the incident, I could see Cleveland because their schedule was the easiest. The only tough game I saw them having was Baltimore. They played Miami, Pittsburgh, and Cincinnati twice, and then Arizona. So they could easily Miami. They could have easily gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, what? They got 6 games left.
Yeah.
They could easily have gone 5-1. Easily. Now with Myles Garrett gone, it's questionable. Myles Garrett's not only gone; they have 3 players that are suspended for at least 1 game.
Yeah. And I think
Key defensive players.
The fact that they're 2 games back of teams like Houston, Buffalo, and the Colts, I think that one makes it tough.
Yeah, but I mean, with the Colts, they're a game back from Pittsburgh, but they could catch up. They could leap them playing Pittsburgh if they beat them.
Well, that's true.
And then, the Colts schedule isn't easy either. They have at Houston this weekend, and Tennessee always plays tough. Tennessee's defense is great. They can beat Tampa, but it's at Tampa. But then they got to go to New Orleans, and they finish off New Orleans, Carolina, Jacksonville.
Yeah, tough ground schedule. Their whole division, man. It reminds me a lot of the NFC South. Mm-hmm. Their whole division just seems to hate each other. And then you have y'all keep Tampa down there in the basement, which is a dangerous team. I think that's how they kind of keep the Titans. Jacksonville has a scary team every now and then, but I don't know. I think Tennessee's a little brother of that division. Just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's the team that could sneak in possibly. Like I said, the reason why I'm not including Cleveland is for the sheer fact of that incident. I think Myles Garrett is going to hurt them the most.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a player that had 6 or 7 sacks through 9 games.
Yeah.
He was a Pro Bowl candidate. You can't just replace him with a backup.
Yeah.
The reason why he's in top 5 best players, under a certain age, because he is that talented.
Yeah, true. Well,
So I think the team that can slip in, I'm gonna go with the Houston Texans.
Okay. I'll take that. I'm going to take the Raiders.
Wow.
I think the Raiders will end up replacing. I guess I'm going to drop Indianapolis, and I'm going to take the Raiders. If you have to think of how a team can make it in, no knock on Jacoby Brissett. Let's look at the quarterbacks, which I guess you have Buffalo with Allen. Let's look. You could say the AFC has, I don't want to say they have more star power, but they're just as loaded talent-wise as the NFC playoff picture. I don't think the AFC has the total group of quarterbacks that the NFC has from top to bottom.
Their own division, though.
Well, I agree, but Oakland, I think, has the best quarterback out of the teams that could sneak their way in. Mason Rudolph in Pittsburgh's not going to happen.
We'll find out for really sure, definitively, probably this weekend, because the two teams fighting for that division are playing each other, and Kansas City and Oakland are playing each other.
Yeah, and I think if Oakland pulls that off, I mean they jump up to possibly the 3 or the 4 seed. Yeah.
Yeah, they take over the division or the AFC West.
Yeah,
they got a tough next 2 games. Yeah, they play Kansas City, then go to New England. So it's just they have a hard road, but I am very impressed with what they're doing so far.
Yeah, they low key they've kind of brushed the haters off, and you don't hear that Oakland hate that you heard last year.
They have one receiver, one starting receiver that would be a starter on anyone else's team.
They do remind me a lot of New England. That's I will say that, but I don't want to go too crazy and start comparing Carr and Brady and Belichick with Gruden. I'm not a huge Gruden guy, but he knows what he's doing, kinda, I guess.
I agree. Their number 1 receiver is Marcel Adaman.
Yeah, I honestly couldn't. As big as I am into college football, yeah, and see, I'm a Big 12 guy. I don't even know who that is.
That's it.
Yeah,
they have Tyrell Williams, but he hasn't done much. No, he hasn't done much at all.
Yeah, but he was kind of a shock. Nobody thought he was going to come out and be anything stupid crazy.
Well, he's just been a deep threat. That's why I think he was so good at San Diego. Because Phillip Rivers, he's going to throw that ball deep. He's going to test it.
Yeah.
He's going to test it. There's a reason why Phillip Rivers leads the league a lot in passing attempts and then also interceptions, because he's just not scared. Whereas Derek Carr, you really don't associate Derek Carr with throwing that deep ball.
Yeah.
He's more pick and pop, like you said, New England.
Yeah. He's not like his brother. His brother would sling that thing.
Bless his heart. What a terrible situation he got in.
Yeah, I think he's that was a ball player that got screwed out of the league. Man, David Carr, he was serious.
No other player has been hit more in his first 2 seasons.
Yeah, that dude was for real. I'm glad I got to watch him as a what I was maybe high school when David Carr came out.
Had he gone anywhere else, he might still be in the league with his brother.
I feel that absolutely. All right, so let's swap over. No, actually, give me your AFC playoffs. How it's going to shake out. I want to go 1 to 6. Rank them 1 to 6.
Okay. Well, New England has the easiest schedule in the world.
Yep.
Gosh, I wish this would change.
Yeah, they need to move them divisions.
Once they get through the next 2 weeks, Dallas and Houston. Well, maybe. You just never know. I'm going to take a risk like this. I'm going to say Baltimore leapfrogs them.
Nice. I like it.
And we got Baltimore, New England, and I said Houston's getting in, so I think Houston's leapfrogging the Colts. And Kansas City, of course.
Okay.
So that's 5.
Yeah.
So I said Buffalo.
Nice.
Buffalo holds tight.
Okay. Buffalo.
That sneaky pick that nobody just projected to be where they are now, and I think they're riding it with a chip on their shoulder. And even though that quarterback, he will throw a game away, after he throws 3 interceptions, and that's the only reason why I like him. He is not scared to throw it again.
I like it. Well, you got to do it on the record. Well, I'm going to go ahead so that way I don't run anything. I'll go ahead and do my AFC. AFC, I like where you have it. I want Baltimore to sneak into that 1 seed. Will they do it? Debatable. I think Baltimore can. We'll see. New England has to trip up. They just keep seeming to win games by 3 points, 7 points, 10 points. They just keep winning. And that's what, at the end of the day, that's what matters. I'm going to go Baltimore, New England. Kansas City better be careful, man. Kansas City is that one that is making me nervous right now. Kansas City is absolutely terrible against a run. I think Kansas City is going to get thumped in the playoffs pretty easily. And I know that sounds crazy with all the Mahomes hype, especially being a guy who lives in Tyler, Texas. Man, I am going to take... I'm going to say Kansas City holds on to 3. I am going to sneak up and give you Houston at 4. Houston's going to knock the Colts out. We'll keep Buffalo there. Oakland sneaks into the playoffs.
Oakland sneaks into the playoffs. That's going to be amazing if they do. I'd love to see it.
I think it's going to happen. So,
Love to see it. All this hoopla that Gruden got
Oh,
for
man.
the trades, and
it makes
lo
for
and behold, he makes the playoffs.
good
Wow.
news. So give me your AFC. Who comes out with the AFC Championship trophy? Okay, you got to take a hot
My
take.
heart- my heart tells me Baltimore.
Okay. Well, I think right now, this point of the playoffs, this early, before we're into the playoffs, I think absolutely Baltimore is the best team in the AFC right now. Kansas City doesn't have the defense.
Can I butt in real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Natho asked which team he should support. The Dallas Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys right there, Nathos. We appreciate that.
All, carry on.
Yeah, I've just been seeing if you have any questions. I didn't see that question, Nathos. I'm sorry. I will actually pay more attention, but that's what Grumpy's there for. Yeah, so we'll both take Baltimore. I like that. We'll move over to the NFC. We'll try to breeze through the NFC real quick. So we got the NFC. We got San Fran. You have Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas, Seattle, Minnesota. Who drops?
Ooh. Say them again real quick.
You have San Fran, Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas, Seattle, Minnesota.
I think the only team that is not a lock
This is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt.
is the Cowboys.
Yeah, because if you look at it, right now, Los Angeles is a game and a half back of Minnesota. Philly is, man, my chair is messing up on me right now. Philly's 2.5 back from getting that 6 seed. Minnesota's one way away from basically locking in the NFC. And I'm with you. The only two teams that can even really fight for a spot right now is going to be that 4 slot, and that's going to be Dallas and Philly.
That's right.
And I'm not going to say Dallas doesn't make the playoffs, and not to mention they have probably the hardest schedule in the NFL on the back end. That people can argue that. I'm with you. Dallas needs to be careful.
Yeah, they got New England. Their tough games are going to be New England, the Rams, and then that at Philly, December 22nd. That's going to be a huge game.
I wish I was. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in Philly that night?
God, Philly's going to bring the rain.
There's going to. Oh my goodness, that's going to be a game. It's going to be must-see TV. Probably the most watched game in the NFL.
Will be there.
And so, like I say, I knew it was going to be a breeze through. I threw the little Saints joke in there. Honestly, unless you're going to take Los Angeles and Minnesota has some kind of epic fall, or Seattle just goes on a losing streak, you have to take Philly, possibly passing up Dallas. I mean, I don't see the Rams just running off and not losing the game for the rest of the season in Minnesota. If a team in the NFC, if I could take a team, they should have lost the Dallas game, and I think if they lose the Dallas game, we're in a different subject with a 7-4 Minnesota, with a 6-4 Los Angeles. I would take that. I would take that Rams game back. I would take that, but it's not.
Rams are just iffy. They're just iffy. They are not the same team without Todd Gurley the way he is. It's proven. I mean, Jared Goff is not that player that they paid him.
Yeah, I
He's
agree.
really not. He looks. I mean, you give a quarterback the weapons that they had, and then you add the most dynamic running back in the league when he at that time. You know, he was. Todd Gurley could do everything. Everything. He was in MVP discussion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, there has to be something. Don't tell me that a player does not get an MVP caliber running back does not get 10 to 12 touches, and he's only getting 3 to 4. No.
Yeah, something's not something's going on somewhere.
Right.
You would almost
tell me that was part of your game plan.
Yeah, it's it for possibly your best player on your team to touch the ball twice.
We're going to give the highest paid football running back in the league in history, but he's only going to run the ball 5 times.
Yeah. Second highest, right? Zeke took that spot from him.
Right. Well, at that current juncture when he got the contract.
So did Zeke and Gurley basically this year go ahead and plant the flag in running backs like a stake and say, "Don't pay us"?
I think so.
If you pay us, if Zeke continues on the trend he goes, basically Zeke and Gurley just told everybody in the NFL we're not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I think so for sure. I think they should change the pay structure around to where they flip it two ways. We're going to give you health insurance for the rest of your life. We make that much money. But your contract is all going to be incentive based.
Yeah.
So if you do get hurt, we will take care of you forever. So
Yeah.
if you really want to get what you want, I mean, you pay to play. A prime example. Look at Zeke. I mean, he as soon as he gets that money, he's not the same player, and that's what scares me. It's because Dak's not gonna be able to do this forever, or, every game, and even some of the games that he does throw for 400 yards. What game was it that he threw for 400 yards?
Well, that was the Minnesota game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minnesota he threw
I'm
for like.
still upset about that game.
Yeah, that was a.
That was when Zeke got just shut down.
Well, I mean, Dallas.
Quarters.
We're not going to go into Dallas's coaching problems right now. I mean, you got
threw for 397 yards that game, and Zeke ran for 47.
Yes, and Zeke had 46 yards going into the last drive. They handed it off to him twice and tried to throw a little screen to him, and he gains a total of 1 yard in 3 plays. When you have a quarterback right now who's marched down the field 2 straight drops in a row, and he brought you from the 20-yard line, your own 20 or 25, takes you all the way inside the opponent's 20, and you just all of a sudden take the ball out of his hands. It's like I'll throw one Texas quote in here. I'm a huge Texas fan, guys, obviously, but Texas lost to Iowa State this weekend because they didn't play to win the game. They played to not lose the game. Big difference in coaching styles. Big difference in play selection. And when you play to not lose, you lose. If that makes sense. But if you play to win, every time you play to win, you have to. You have to play to win.
A big contribution to them too, and I'm going to blame their Mr. Clapp, like you see it on sports radio. Jason Garrett does not. These Cowboys are so talented, but if they come out so flat every game, that is 110% game preparation and motivation.
Well, yeah,
you are not motivating your players to get hyped and ready for that game.
Well, if you walk into a game and you go, okay, we're going to establish the run. We're going to walk in here, we're going to establish the run. That's what we're going to do. I mean, and the run's not working for 3 straight drives, and then you adjust to the game, you're already behind the 8 ball. If you're down to a team like Philly, 21-0, who can do that? You go play Baltimore and you're down 21-0. Well, you've waited too long. Now you have to make
down Baltimore 21-0. You might score 28 points, but by that time they've already scored 50.
Yeah. I mean, you don't give up on it, but if don't beat a dead horse. I've heard that saying before, so. That's
And back to Zeke, it is sad to say that a player like Tony Pollard,
Thank you, Tony.
4th round, 128th pick, at times looks better than the highest paid player in the league.
I'll throw
in that position.
I'll throw a random statistical fact at you. Dallas is undefeated this season and has won every game this season that Tony Pollard has touched the ball, including punt, kickoff, rushes, and receiving. When those 4 categories, he averages or has more than 12 touches in one game, Dallas is undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep on that. He's a tough guy to play around. He reminds me a lot of when Dallas had DeMarco Murray and they had Joseph Randle coming out. Remember Joseph Randle, just home run guy.
Yeah.
But you close your eyes.
You miss.
Exactly.
Makes you miss.
DeMarco Murray.
You miss.
And see, that's my thing. Zeke is the lowest ranked running back that starts for a team. He has 0. Only running back that starts for an NFL team this season that doesn't have a rush of 20 or more yards. Tough to swallow when you're the dude that got $50 million guaranteed.
It really is. He's never been a home run maker,
but he's done it.
Yeah, but he's had the capability to make you miss, but now he just puts his head down. And just tries to, go through it, which is not happening.
Yeah,
Obviously.
and you can't say it's this line because you have the quarterback on that team is the number 2 statistically ranked quarterback in the NFL right now. When it comes to pure passing stats, the number 2 ranked quarterback in the NFL. So they're blocking for him. It's hard to block for one and not block for the other. So I mean they go hand in hand. All right, we'll hop off of that. I think NFL. I think we just have one swap over in the AFC. Well, I'm going too quick. Give me your Super Bowl pick. NFC side, NFC Championship. This is the hardest decision I think I've had to make all day. Are you going San Fran, Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas, Seattle, Minnesota, and then you have a toss-up with Philly making it in?
Wow.
This one is crucial. This one's crazy because there's so many different playing styles involved in this.
Well, let's see. Then in the South, New Orleans is going to have to play either Seahawks or 49ers prior to the NFC Championship.
Right now, if it sits how it is, and I think it's going to sit just how it is, I think it's going to go San Fran, Green Bay, New Orleans, Dallas, Seattle, Minnesota. You're going to get the Minnesota pool. So you get the Minnesota pool, then you get Dallas and Seattle. I think Dallas wins that. And if that's the case, New Orleans and Green Bay. Dallas might actually get the pull of a lifetime and get to play San Fran. Most overrated team in the NFL. You heard it here first.
I'm going to throw a monkey wrench. Of course, I'm a Saints fan. So I want the Saints, and I think the Saints have the talent. I think with the fortune, and I go from a creature of habit.
Oh.
And New Orleans has a knack for making mistakes in the biggest moments. I'm going Green Bay, Seattle.
Who? Green Bay and Seattle to play for the NFC Championship?
Mm-hmm.
Oof. I was going to go Green Bay, Dallas.
Nope. I think Seattle has an upset. Or Seattle upset someone.
Well, they're going to beat Dallas.
Yeah.
And I don't know, bro. To think Seattle can go through Dallas's defense and then turn around and beat New Orleans' defense, that's a tough one.
It is. But Seattle's rolling on all cylinders right now. They really are. Their defense is great. Tyler Lockett and Russell Wilson have an amazing connection. And they're still true to running the ball. Think about it. You have one of the teams that is in the top 3 most rush attempts, and yet Russell Wilson, their quarterback, is in the MVP discussion.
True. Yeah.
They're just a dangerous, dangerous team.
Well, can I throw this out there? Can we say New Orleans, Dallas, Seattle, San Francisco, all 4 look like they came from the same dad?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Now, different variations. New Orleans runs more of a spread. Dallas is kind of going to the
I
spread.
would throw Dallas in there, though, for the sheer fact, though.
Well, I'm just talking about the offensive firepower mixed in with their defense. Like, that's why I say they're having... That's 6 of the top... 4 of the top 6 teams defensive-wise in the NFL?
Yeah.
Excluding Buffalo and New England?
How about defense?
Defensively, yes. And also, every single one of those teams could put 40, which they've shown all season that they can. Any given Sunday.
I just think Dallas's defense is the most inconsistent out of all of them.
I will say that. And I want to see San Fran get tested more. San Fran scares me. Now, I think I say they're the most overrated. Go back and look at a lot of that San Fran schedule. You see that 9-1? It needs an asterisk beside it. There's a lot of we beat Tampa by 2. We beat Arizona by 1. You can't tell me
the Rams at the Rams 20-7.
But
and they destroyed the Panthers. What's been saving them is their defense. Their defense have the most takeaways and the most defensive touchdowns in the league. You know, they did lose to the Seahawks though in San Fran.
yeah.
So we'll just have to see. We're going to get a true test because They still have to play the Packers. They still have to play Baltimore, and they still have to play the Saints.
Yeah.
And then their last game is Seattle.
That's true. You might. I think actually New Orleans. Not that you put it that way. Let's go Green Bay 1. New Orleans are going to move up, but New Orleans has a couple tough games too. I mean, what y'all still have Buffalo and San Fran?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got San Fran, but it's at New Orleans, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it's at Buffalo or not.
Now, if it's at Buffalo, that's a game changer.
Let me see. No, they don't. We don't. No. Buffalo's is not on the schedule. It's Panthers twice. Then at Atlanta, which I think we got to get a little bit of redemption here.
I don't know, bro. Atlanta's saucy.
No. Drew Brees has a great record in domes. Their toughest game, in my opinion, that's left is the 49ers in December. The same day that we will be leaving the Mavericks Pelicans game.
Yeah.
They'll be playing 49ers.
It'll be fun. Well, how about football? I see that we had our playoff. I don't know anybody out there in chat. Any questions sports related before we go ahead and move on to any kind of game upcoming?
Did you guys pick? Did you guys pick this week's games yet? You almost blew past the whole segment.
Yeah, that's a very important segment. I'm gonna need you in on.
Reason I'm here.
I'm gonna need you in on this one, Jake.
Cowboys are gonna win all of them.
Hush. We're gonna take this from the top. Let's go, Jake. You give me your pick first. Will, you give me your pick. I'll give you your pick. Whatever. Actually, I'll go first. I feel like it's only professional for me to go first.
All right.
And then Jake, you go, and then Will, you'll finish it off.
Start with the Thursday night game.
Thursday night game, Colts Texans. Give me the Texans. Texans got to show up. They just got embarrassed by Baltimore. Texans have to show up at home on Thursday night football. Quick turnaround. Could be bad for them, but I'm gonna say Texans. Too much on the line in this game.
I agree with that 100%.
I'm gonna go Texans because I like their logo. First game.
All right, so all three of us got Texans.
Yeah, I like it. That sounds just like a woman.
It's
a pretty logo.
I didn't say the uniforms, okay? Not say the uniforms.
All right, next we're gonna start early Sunday, so we're gonna go 1:00 game or lunch games for us. Lunch games, we got Broncos at Buffalo. I am gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw a little cork out there. We're gonna make things interesting playoff picture wise. I'm gonna take Denver here.
Wow. I am going to go Buffalo all the way. And I'll take the point.
Broncos because they're like my third favorite team.
Everybody likes the Broncos.
Yeah, like how do you hate the Broncos? Really?
Okay, I'll take that. Next lunchtime week game we have is the New York Giants taking a trip out to the Meadowlands, and they're going to play the Bears. And I'm going to take easy win here. I'm going to say Bears.
I am going to say that the Bears are in such disarray, and Trubisky is showing he might be one of the worst picks to trade up for. I'm going Giants.
Oh, okay. Upset.
Giants still win in Chicago.
Nice. I like risk.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by his toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, Bears.
Bears. Okay, Jake with the Bears. I think the next game we can almost kind of bypass. Steelers versus Bengals. Okay, Steelers next.
Yeah, I'll take the Steelers.
You know what? I'm going to throw a wrench in this. I'm going to go Bengals.
Nice. Jake saying the Bengals going for 1-10 this season. 0-10 finally gets their first win. I like it. Bold move, Cotton. They're 0-10, most definitely. All right, we're going to go next lunchtime game. It's going to be the Dolphins at the Browns. This game means way too much for the Browns to lose this. They drop this. It's over with. Season's done. They have a lot of turmoil going on right now, but Browns have to win it. Play hungry. This means the most. I'm going to go Browns here.
I'm going to go. I'm very disappointed with their level of play. But the Dolphins look so terrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Browns. It would not shock me if the Browns just completely fall apart, though.
Dolphins are a highly intelligent animal, so I'm gonna go Dolphins.
Hey, I like the pick though. If somebody wanted to make an argument that the Dolphins can win this game, I'll listen to it. My opinion.
Somebody wanna know what?
If somebody wanted to make the argument that the Dolphins could win that game against the Browns right now, I would listen to it. So, next lunchtime game. Yes, I miss you, Nathos. Next lunchtime game is going to be the Bucks and the Falcons. I think this is going to be an easy one, even though it's in division. I think possibly one of the hottest teams in the NFLs right now. We go Falcons here.
I'm gonna laugh at the hottest team that's 3-7.
Go back and look at the last 3 games.
I hear you. So they're 3-7.
He's making a hard sell here, Casey.
Yeah, Devontae Freeman is averaging like 3.2 yards a carry. And I think Julio talent-wise might be the most talented receiver in the league. That being said, I don't like it, but I'm gonna agree with you and go the Falcons.
Yep.
Since they're both 3-7, and I really like Pirates, I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
Nice. I like it. That's it. That's an iffy game. Next lunchtime game, we got Panthers going to New Orleans. I do not like picking the Saints at all, but I got to go with my brain here. So we are going to take the Saints.
Oh, no question. Saints. Kyle Allen is not that man that they thought he was the first 2 games. There's a reason why he's seeing ghosts. He's got 10 TDs, 9 interceptions, with less than 2,000 yards.
Yep.
Going Saints all the way.
Yep.
Saints.
Yep. Good picks. All right, here's next 12 o'clock game. This is probably if you want to kind of look at it, other than that Texans-Colts game that's earlier, I think this is the second most important game of the day. Let's go Seattle Eagles. This game means a lot more than a lot of people are going to take for that Eagles team, strictly for the Eagles team. Eagles drop this, they fall 2 games behind Dallas. And if Dallas can pull one off on the Patriots, it basically wraps up the NFC playoff picture. So I'm going to take Seattle, beating the Eagles.
Wow. Well, I mean, the line is 1.5 for the Eagles, so it's basically a pick 'em.
Yeah, it's basically we pick the home team.
Ooh. I am going to say that Russell Wilson continues to solidify himself as an MVP, and they take the win. Seahawks.
There you go.
I'm going Seahawks.
There we go. Yeah, we can't pick in division. Next 12 o'clock game. A lot of 12 o'clock games today. Or this Sunday coming up. Lions, Redskins. I'm going to take this a pretty easy one. I'm going to take Lions here. I like what Driscoll did against Dallas. I'm going to take Lions. Redskins, they're just terrible. Dwayne Haskins, he is what we thought they were. People tried to make the case that he was like a top 2 pick. He was he wasn't ready. They threw my man in the fire, and it's going to ruin his career. Go ahead and check him out the NFL. You heard it here first, folks. Hot takes. Take Lions.
I think this might be the worst game. I would rather count ceiling tiles than watch this game. There's a reason why Driscoll has been on 4 or 5 teams. Couldn't he make it as a backup?
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't even care about this game.
Yeah.
I'll go the Redskins come through just because they're long overdue.
They need something going on.
Even though I feel like they have the worst organization, staff in the entire league. But I'll go for the Redskins. But I'll tell you, I won't watch a single second of that game.
I agree. And no highlights will even be played on the stream.
I'm going to go Lions.
Yeah, that's good. Yes, Nate, those answer your question. I enjoyed Barbados. Sorry, man, I'm going to stick into this a little bit harder, but I had a blast, bro. Next, in the final lunchtime game, we have the Raiders at the Jets. Let's give me Raiders. Don't even need to discuss it.
I'll give you that. I'll go Raiders as well.
I'm going to go Raiders. I like their color scheme.
Yep, I feel that. All right, now, the 3:05 game. The 2 of my are okay. We're just gonna throw this out there. Jaguars or Titans? Grab a coin in your backyard, flip it in the air, and whatever it lands on, that's what I'm taking. I'm gonna flip my imaginary coin. It landed on Tennessee.
Okay. I'm going to disagree. I'm gonna go Jags. Nick Foles is back. He's getting better. Leonard Fournette is a kind of a second part of the season type running back. He always just gets better as time goes along. So I'm going to go Jacksonville.
Nice.
I'm gonna go Jaguars.
All right. I feel that. And then we're going to go to the third most important game right now because of the fact that Baltimore is nipping on New England's heels right now. And if New England's going to lose a game, it's going to be this game. Dallas and New England at 325 in New England. My heart is telling me, go Dallas, let's do this. The fact that Dallas is playing in New England means Dallas is going to lose, but I'm taking the Cowboys. Historically terrible in New England.
Wow. Well, New England has an excellent defense. That's what's been carrying them. And what's Belichick known for? Taking out your number one option.
And I think he's going to take Dak out. Yep.
He's going to focus on Dak and leave it up to Zeke, which, gosh, there you go. I mean, there's your answer.
Yep.
Patriots.
Yep. Think we already know Jake's taking the Cowboys here, huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't put money on it.
Yeah.
But,
It's my whole
I'm not gonna put money on that game, but
every sports bone in my body is telling me just go ahead and press select on New England. If I'm betting with my money, I'm taking the Patriots here. But being that I'm taking my Cowboys.
I'm going to say two things have to happen for the Cowboys to win. Dak has to continue his hot streak, and Dallas's defense has to show up. This has to be a low-scoring game for the Cowboys to win, because I don't think the Cowboys are going to put up a lot of points against this defense.
Well, see, that's why I said I think Dallas needs to score 28 points. Dallas scores 28 points, they can win.
I think that's going to be tough to do in New England.
Yeah, I agree. Historically, that's probably one of our worst places we play at. Mm-hmm. All right, we got the Sunday Night Football game. This is a fun one.
This is the game I'm looking forward to.
This is a fun one, exactly. I might have to hop this on the stream. Packers, 49ers in San Fran. I'm going Pack. I think they're a way better team than San Fran. San Fran's got the defense. I think they're slightly overrated to be a number one overall team. I'd put them as like a 5 or 6 wild card team. I'll take this team at, but just being this unstoppable force in their division, give me Aaron Rodgers all day.
I'm going to agree with you, but I'm going to say that I think it's going to be very close. San Francisco, on the low key, has some of the best running game in the league. They have 3 home run hitters that they rotate in and out.
Yeah.
You got Breida, you got that Mortensen kid, that rookie. And then they also got the, what's his face, that came from Atlanta last year?
Coleman.
Coleman.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
And then Greg Kittle, I mean, that tight end. I mean,
is he healthy? Is Kittle healthy?
He's healthy.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be tough. We find out this Sunday night who the 49ers are.
Absolutely. Well, Devontae Adams, though, their number one receiver, is questionable. So we just don't know.
Mate.
But I think when we're going from the top, there's every day, twice on Sunday, I'm taking Aaron Rodgers over Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yep. I feel that.
I never bet against Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So
you're a Dallas fan. You know better. All right. Yeah, I like it. I like it. And then we have Monday Night Football, Ravens, Rams. I think the Ravens right now are the most complete team in the NFL, and I think probably the team that is least achieving in the NFL, maybe even more than what Cleveland is, because we know what Los Angeles is. And not much has changed. You can make the statement that they kind of reloaded this year, and they're not very good. So I'm going to take the Ravens over the Rams Monday night.
Whew. I'm going to take the Ravens, but with a caveat. If Todd Gurley gets the ball
more than 4 times?
More than 15 times. If he rushes that ball 15 times or more, I say they have a strong chance.
I would love to see the stat on how many times that's happened this season.
That's very tough. Look at it like this. Lamar Jackson has more touchdowns than Jared Goff, and he also has more rushing yards than Todd Gurley. That's sad when your quarterback is beating both the other opposing team's quarterback and running back in their best category.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you got some very valid points there. All right, you got Rams, Ravens. Who you got, Jake?
Ravens.
And just throw it out there right now. Todd Gurley on the season, 12 weeks into the season, 525 rushing yards. That can't happen. Second highest paid running back in the league, the guy who made the big ruckus. I'm sorry, guys. That's why I'm kind of anti-paying these guys money. The money that they asked for years in advance. That doesn't impress me at all. That's terrible. Yeah. Whew. That one hurt my feelings. Well, we've spent an hour on sports, so I think we did great there. Good segment, guys.
Yeah.
I think we did good. We'll kind of transition on into anybody who's been sitting there chilling. Any sports questions, just hop them in chat. Anybody just sitting there lurking, headed home from work, listen to some of the greatest on the game. Come in here and say something. Other than that, we'll kind of transition into... we're going to talk like 2019 video games. We're going to talk games that are...
Casey, what about basketball?
Hush.
Said absolutely no one.
Hush.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah, he can't. I watched him dribble a ball one time. I know why he's saying that.
I can dribble with both hands.
Yeah, at the same time. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to transition into... We'll start off with... We'll touch up on this year's games that have been released so far in 2019. We'll kind of just go between us. We've all played most of them, not all of them. And we'll just kind of...
Quit being so freaking toxic.
Yeah, why it'd be toxic. We're gonna talk games that have been released in 2019 and kind of what we feel about them so far.
All right.
Now,
I'm the
before
one who made this list, so I'm driving this bus.
Well, hang on, Jake. Before you get too hot into it, something that I want to do in this segment is when we discuss the game. Like, for example, when Call of Duty gets brought up, let's go from when the game was released to like the newest version. Is the game? Are they making? What am I saying? What am I trying to say? Are they trying to make the game better? Are they at least trying?
Yeah, well, of course. I'm gonna give everything that I've played a full shake.
All right. Well, Jake's gonna take it over from guys. Now your boy's just in here chilling. So.
All right. So I got a list of about 19 releases from this year. The first one is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. Is it a game I play all the time? No. Is it a game I play with friends when I'm wasted? Absolutely. It's a good time. It's like Mario Kart with Crash Bandicoot characters. Yeah, that's pretty much all for that segment. Jumping on to Madden NFL 20. Obviously, I've never played this before. So, Casey, Will, you want to help me out with that one?
All right. Will, have you really spent much time on this year's Madden?
I played a little bit, but you know, I'm getting away from the
Pay to play.
The pay to play.
Yeah,
I really am.
I guess
pay to play started with sports games, and so it's really painful. Like, it started with FIFA. That was like the first game.
Oh god,
pay to play model.
No
and
doubt.
Now that's bled into. Yeah, we can thank the Europeans like Natho for that.
Yeah, thanks,
now
Natho.
It's bled into good old fashioned American football.
Well,
and it's just sucking the life out of everything.
Well, I'll say my review to the game. I agree with Will 1,000,000%. Being that I've played multiple seasons, I played some online on it. I've done enough on Madden 20 this year. I like what they're doing with the game of Madden. I think the mechanics, I think they tried to be a little too snazzy with them this year. The graphics obviously get better every single year. Every time I pop in Madden NFL 20 this year, all I can think about is please, oh good Lord, give us NCAA 20 next year and give me this game but put a Texas jersey on them. And I like what they do with the story mode in the game and everything, but I'm with you guys, man. The online aspect of that game is strictly pay to play. I mean, there's there has nothing to do with talent. Guys could get on here, watch the big name streamers, and I'm taking shots at everybody who plays Madden right now. Watch the big name streamers and watch them just pump hundreds of bucks, and they do. See, this is how people get you on the Madden, the pay-to-play games. It's, hey, everybody, come by my stream. We're going to open 100 packs on my YouTube page to show you what we can pull from these packs.
Our quarterback.
Thank you. Calvin Johnson's my safety.
Yeah, and beside his safety beside Calvin on safety is Randy Moss on the other side.
Yes.
Come on.
And that's the sneakiest trick that the video game community of sports games lets happen. You let streamers get on here, and these YouTube guys get on here, streamers with YouTube pages. You let them get on there and pull these pack openings on you. You know what they're doing, right? They're boosting their team up right in front of your face while they pump $150 into the game. Now you know.
Insinuating that you do the same.
Exactly. So we're going to give Madden a hard L on this one. Take the pay-to-play out of it. Next.
I feel that way about almost every game.
Yeah.
I think that's why college ball is going to be so good. It's because you can't give that aspect into pay-to-play. You can't bring back players that you refuse to pay, like a Reggie Bush or whatnot. You know, all those players will be affiliated with the NCAA, and they can't bring them in pay-to-play because you'll have to pay those players.
Yeah, I agree. Unless EA does some kind of copyright that they have them under Madden.
No way. The whole reason why they stopped doing the NCAA was the sheer fact of the likeness of the character.
They got sued.
Yeah, well, I know the whole ordeal. Third string quarterback from Purdue. Yeah.
Real school football video game. That'll probably be the only football. That'll probably be the first and last football game I purchase again, until Madden wises up.
Well, and just the whole system for Madden at this point is, Madden has always been kind of robbing video game fans of their money. They put out the same game every year for $60, and now they've inserted these pay-to-play or pay-to-win mechanics in there.
Sure.
And that's toxic. If they can put out a different game like every 3 years, they can update the rosters remotely. So it's kind of disgusting.
What's my incentive
just to
on
watch
pay-to-play to spend $60 a game, and then throughout the course of the year spend $500 to $1,000 more to get the players
insane,
I want,
dude.
only
to roll it over another year.
Yeah, and lose all that money.
Me and Will both bought the $100 version of Madden on Madden 2019. Bought the $100 version of Madden where you get like $100 worth of characters, and then both pumped multiple hundos into the game.
And we were worse. I probably spent $700 on that game.
Yeah,
that's insane.
And we both sat there, and the thing is if you quit, Madden is so smart. Oh, we'll release these legendary characters in the beginning at 93, but 6 months into it, his 99 is coming. Because that guy that you wanted, that Michael Vick that you got, that was your favorite running quarterback, and you dance on people. Oh, wait till his other version comes out later down.
There's another version.
Upgrade.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
How do you have another version?
There's like 10 different versions of guys like Bo Jackson. Dude,
they have like holiday specials.
Yes. Team of the Weeks. Yeah, Thanksgiving edition. I forget what they call that. They call the Fear on Halloween week. They call Fear. I think it's Fear Factor, and then you have
like a chill thing in Christmas.
Yeah, Oh, dude, it's crazy.
Drag the second game on the list.
Oh, dude, this is what we're here for. It's no big deal.
Good job, boys.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We're giving total reviews here, bro. We're not skipping past anything.
The gaming community, and the problem with Madden, I don't predict Madden getting rid of those mechanics, is because a lot of people that play Madden, that's the only video game they play. They buy Madden every year. They play Madden, and that's
2K.
That's it.
Madden 2K.
They play Madden and 2K.
And eat potato chips.
Like that.
Yeah.
So they're always going to be pumping money into those games, and people that play other games are just going to go play other games because it's not worth the money.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree.
What's number 3, Jake?
Number 3 is Tropico 6. It's already out on console, but it's being released in March for PC. Kind of a dictator simulator, basically. I played Tropico 5, and it was a pretty good time.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Good times. So I'm excited to sink my teeth into that whenever it drops on PC. Gears of War 5. Has anyone played Gears of War 5?
Actually, someone in my house has played Gears of War 5. The trash can. So the trash can did get a pretty good scoop of Gears of War 5. Yeah, toxic. You heard it here first. Yeah, we're gonna keep that in the trash can where it is right now. So yeah.
I have not, but I have watched a lot of gameplay, and I think the mechanics of it seem very difficult to get used to.
It is. It's the same mechanics. They just took an old game, dressed the pixels up, and put a dress on it.
It looked very interesting though.
It's different.
Gears of War 3 was phenomenal. So.
Well, I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest selling games in a very, very, very long time.
Just sucks to see that happen to that series if it's not very good.
I
don't know. I don't have an Xbox, so I'm not going to pick it up.
It came out.
I'm not going to pick it up on PC.
It came out in fault with the big boys, and Gears of War thought that we were in 2010 again, and it at least change the title. Don't change the number. Makes it Gears of War.
Next one is going to be pretty much Will exclusive. Destiny 2, the Shadowkeep expansion. Dropped in October.
You heard the lotion? Did you hear him squirt the lotion right there?
So many mixed reviews, in my opinion. I think it is a game that you can play and love, but it's also at the same time it can be so monotonous. It can just I feel as if you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you know, for a random chance on a particular drop of some gear or a weapon that you're trying to get that's a little bit better. So it's all chance. You can do this one particular mission or objective and get the perfect roll set you want on your helmet, or you can do it 100 times and never do it.
Yeah, I don't like those kind of mechanics.
oh, can we not? I'll let y'all go.
I was gonna say my whole thing about it is the end game on it is so quick that once you get what you want, there's no incentive to play. And I love the mechanics wise. I think it's one of the best out there. Now, latency wise, it may be the worst multiplayer game
on the market
I've ever played.
Agree 100%.
So I'm going to give the potential of it an A, and I'm going to give the actual gameplay and enjoyment
B-.
C.
Ooh.
Damn.
I like it. I like the feistiness, bro.
I like it.
What I was going to say is, can we all three agree that for Destiny 2, now when they told us when Destiny 1 came out, or Destiny came out, this game is going to last 10 years. You'll buy this game and you'll never get another game, which we're finding out why, because they're just going to keep making the same stuff all over and over and over again and just put it on a different planet and put different kind of volcanoes shooting out of something. But can we not say that Destiny 2 possibly could be one of the hardest grinding games? And for the reward that you get, like Will had stated, it could be one of the toughest grinding games out there. I mean, can you think of a game that you grind that hard on?
Maybe
not a $60 game.
No, but Skyrim, if you grind as long as we did, bro, you're running around there, you got everything. And you grind what you want. So if I'm going for dragon armor, whatever they call Dragonite armor, I can't remember what it was called. If you're going for that, you're going to get it. I mean, maybe not the highest level of armor.
I played Skyrim on PC with mods, so I didn't have this problem.
A lot of new players to Destiny loved Shadowkeep. I did not, because Shadowkeep's DLC was essentially, they took all of Destiny 1's
content.
Like the strike of Destiny 1, you had to fight this big ogre, and that was the new content on Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. All we're going to do is we're going to make this ogre a different color. We're going to reskin him. Give me new characters. Give me new bad guys to shoot. I've been shooting the Thrall since Alpha, the Destiny Alpha 1, like 10 years ago. And I'm still shooting these guys.
I still have nightmares about shooting Vex.
Gosh. Yeah, the Vex, my lord. We're still shooting Vex 10 years later.
Our,
Well, I feel like we've beaten that one to death.
oh, let's beat this next one to death too. I like
Next
number
one's about to
6.
get- number 6 is finna get dragged. Ubisoft, go ahead and get the petroleum jelly out. 'Cause Grumpy Aussie going in. Ghost Recon Breakpoint
Oh, I
is
know
the
nothing
biggest
about
f***ing dumpster fire I've ever put on my f***ing PC. And then you rat f***ing bastards won't even let me return the motherfucker.
Dude, with the language.
Tell me
Casey
how you
bought
really
this
feel.
game for me, and
Tell me.
I am so angry about this.
Let it out, Big Daddy.
Ubisoft used to make some of my favorite games. The old
did.
school
Easily.
Gosh.
Easily.
Assassin's Creed, the old Splinter Cell games, the old Ghost Recon games, the old Rainbow Six games.
Yeah.
And what
Was
have they done
Ubisoft
over the
also
last few
Hitman?
years, boys? F***ed it up! They f***ed it up!
Was Hitman from them as well?
No.
Okay. Now,
Hitman's
Ghost
a different
Recon Old School was amazing.
Phenomenal.
Amazing.
Gosh.
Phenomenal.
You could go through a whole map without getting spotted, or you could kill everybody.
Yep.
Whatever,
Oh.
whatever you want.
Bro,
Whatever
Ghost
your
Recon
cup of tea was.
Breakpoint, for one, on PC, is one of the damn ports I have ever booted up.
I agree.
And we bought the $100 version so we could play it early. And then we get on there, and it looks like f***ing dog.
What was that guy's Snake? What was that game? Was that Ubisoft as well?
No, that's Metal Gear Solid.
That's a Metal Gear Solid. That is,
Okay.
yeah, that's some old. Be careful speaking that, and you speak that in hush.
Hush tones.
Oh,
Why is that?
go,
That game's phenomenal.
that
I've
is.
spent
Yeah.
over 100 hours on one
Oh
playthrough. Metal
yes.
Gear
That
Solid
was a
5.
great game.
Well, can we not say that Anthem and Ghost
Hold on,
Recon
we
break?
got- hold
Hang
on.
on, hang on.
Hold on, don't
That
bring up
no,
Anthem yet.
no, just let me hear me out. Hear me out. That Anthem and Ghost Recon can play tug the chicken with each other to see who had the worst game this year.
I don't think so. I think Anthem gets it running away.
I agree, only because of the
I'm
hype.
out
Okay,
there.
I agree.
I'm out on
I
Anthem. We're
agree.
gonna get to Anthem in a minute. Anthem's getting its own segment.
Okay,
I'll be real quick with Anthem.
we're come for you
No.
next, number 12.
No. EA is gonna have to lube it up too. I know y'all already got that for Madden, but I'm gonna get that ass for Anthem. Okay, the next one, Modern Warfare. COD diehards in here. How do we feel about Modern Warfare?
Well, every time that now that I've quit playing Call of Duty because I became a man, and every time that I look at Call of Duty and I'm daydreaming while I'm driving around in my truck, or I'll say I'm sitting in my truck because I don't daydream while I drive, I just imagine a 7-year-old in a camping tent with an AK-47 hanging out the window. That's all I can think about.
Okay, I'm going to talk about a couple of different things with Modern Warfare. First off, the campaign was great. I loved the campaign.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a more like grounded in reality campaign. It wasn't a Black Ops campaign, obviously. It felt more akin to like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare as far as campaign goes. And that's really where the good stops. Like the multiplayer, I enjoy the multiplayer, but I just can't do the Call of Duty grind like I used to could, man. I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over. The only thing that saves it is like the competitive, like playing GBs and stuff, but other than that, just crushing pubs on Modern Warfare isn't as good as it used to be. Spec Ops on that game is hot garbage. Not a fan. So I would be happy if they were going to end the Call of Duty series here. Like, it's a good note. I feel like it's a good swan song for Call of Duty. Unfortunately, as we will get to later in the show, it is not
Yeah.
the swan song for Call of Duty. They are going to continue making Call of Duty probably until I'm in the ground. But anyway, that's my bit on it. I really don't feel that strongly about the game.
Before I give Will his 5 minutes, are you saying live here on stream and on this YouTube page that's finna get posted, are you saying that you want COD to end?
Yes.
Man, you heard it from one of the OGs, guys. Even the old school guys are tired of it.
even though they like innovated with Modern Warfare, and I appreciate that, and so it feels a lot more fresh to me than the previous entries have. I'm just over it. I'm over all of it. Like, I'm over Call of Duty. Like, it's just not. It's not interesting anymore. Battlefield, I felt like Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 1. If you took screen caps from both of them and put them up next to each other, like, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference that much. So some of these series that have been going on since literally I was like in middle school, Call of Duty even longer than that. I played the original Call of Duty in elementary school. Like, dude, put that last nail in the coffin and start making some new shit.
Well, because gamers are letting people get away with the fact that we let people put a dress on something
And a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah.
And they didn't do that as bad with Modern Warfare, but I mean, Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, they took stuff out because they put too much dumb in. You know what I'm saying?
I
like,
agree.
that's what we're thinking for a new installment in Call of Duty these days.
I agree. All right, give me something, Will. What you got?
Man, where to start? Where to start? Oh, God. I think this Call of Duty had the potential to be the best Call of Duty we've played in about 4 years.
I feel like it already is, personally.
I agree. I'll agree with that.
I think, but I think there's so many. I think they could fix it if they. I feel like the people designing the actual combat experience is not an original Call of Duty player. I think whoever they have designing the maps, and a lot of people disagree because they're so used to 3 lanes.
Yeah.
I think these maps are very unique and very different to the Call of Duty aspect.
I did enjoy that, yes.
And it reminded me of like old Modern Warfare 2, where they were large and there was a lot more avenues for me to get at you than just coming down a tunnel. But I think if you have 2 claymores and you don't mind not moving the entire game, that makes you a upper tier player, and that ruins the experience for us. That Call of Duty has always been at its peak of run and gun game.
Yeah.
Run and gun game. I mean, look at some of the best maps ever made: High Rise, Terminal, Scrapyard, Jungle, Firing Range. These maps are the best because it encourages you to move around the map.
Yes, I agree.
But when you have a game that literally you can hear them running from 20 yards to 50 yards away. I can be in a building, looking across the street on another building, and hear them moving in that building.
Yeah.
We have a problem.
Yeah, the footsteps are definitely insanely too loud.
What the best idea that I ever saw with Modern Warfare 2 against the claymores were potent in Modern Warfare 2. Best thing they ever had was sit rep. It would delay the explosion on the claymore. We don't have that now.
Yeah, it's actually quicker than it used to be. The detonation
you
time
can't.
on those.
You used to be able to, like, I could see a claymore around the corner, and I could know, okay, I'm going to run around this corner real fast and jump, and the explosion is going to miss me because a claymore is just that. It has a designated blast
Directional.
radius. So if you're not in that blast radius, you are okay. This doesn't have that doesn't exist in this game.
No, it doesn't. It's more akin to like the bouncing Bettys from World at War, but even those you could duck under if you knew what you were doing.
Yeah,
There's no way around these.
Right, you could duck under the bouncing Betty. Absolutely. When you would trigger it, it bounce up right in your face, And either you're losing your teeth, or you're laying on the ground, you're gonna be okay.
Well,
I agree with you. Like, I feel like that's a very strong point.
Play style
Fix,
is
but they can
gone.
fix that
It's
relatively easy.
No, absolutely not. 100%. They can fix it, but I mean, we've been complaining about that since the beta.
Yep.
and I want to give y'all my quick review, and we'll quit beating this horse. I want to give y'all one quick review. Why did you put a Claymore in a beta? And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
I complained about that since the beta. Speaking of the beta, Will gave me a fresh take in my head. Really? This is how, as an OG Call of Duty player, this is how you repay me?
Yeah.
Take them out, man.
You're talking to somebody, man. I mean, I used to get home every day to play Call of Duty all night. Yeah, because I had something to grind for. I do like the way that they did the guns, the attachments. That's very unique. However, it makes no sense why a red dot reduces my ADS time, and something else doesn't.
I feel like that would be faster. Like, it's faster to draw a sight picture on a red dot
I
than
can
it
tell
is
you
on iron sights.
firsthand, having a grip on my M16 or modified M4 helped me raise ADS and aim down sights faster in real life. So there's no reason why it should hinder me on somewhere else. That's why I say I don't feel like the person that created the actual gunfight mechanic is the right person for the job.
Yeah, they slowed it down, and I enjoyed the amount they slowed it down, but now it's almost sluggish.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what they complained about in the other games. They said they were going to speed this up. But they combated that in Black Ops 1 and Modern Warfare 2, and even Black Ops 2 by allowing you perks to speed up your gunfight mechanics. Granted, the actual from start, like 3, 2, 1, go, that might be slower. But the fact that I could aim or I could shoot a lot more was you could go in. Remember back in the day, man, you could jump in a room and feel if you were a killer, you could kill all 4 of them.
Yeah.
Now, if you come up against 3 of them, you're dead.
Well, yeah, because one of them has a shotgun.
One of them has a shotgun, and it takes too many rounds to kill them
your
all.
gun attachments are the long. That would make sense with something like a grenade launcher, but not a red dot sight. Red dot sights are pretty light.
I do think the 2-on-2 aspect is great.
Yeah, gunfight is definitely the strongest offering to me in the game. Well, anyway, we beat the hell out of Modern Warfare.
To end it, to get a synopsis, I don't have the urge. I'll still play it if y'all want to for shits and giggles, but I'll never get home and be like, man, I want to go back. I want to play some Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the problem.
I agree with that. I'm just over it. All right, number 8, Witcher 3: The Wild Hunt dropped on Switch in October. Good for Switch. That's a dope game. Happy for those people. Death Stranding, the new game from Kojima, who was a big part of Metal Gear Solid 5. People that track Metal Gear Solid 5 are screaming at me right now because obviously he was the brains behind that game. But Death Stranding looks to me to be like a fetch quest, like as a game. The whole thing's a fetch quest. So I don't know that I'm going to be picking it up. Jedi Fallen Order. Casey's played it. How do you feel about it, Casey?
Let me ask my trash can again. I'm absolutely kidding. I think it's a great game. I'll be honest. I'm not invested enough into the game. I talked to Will. I think I even talked to you earlier about it. I even read reviews on it because I'm starting in my older age. I'm starting to learn. Sometimes, I'm not going to say all the times, that sometimes people kind of do know what they're talking about. And if you go into Star Wars, sometimes. Yeah. But if you go into Star Wars, I will say this. If you run into Star Wars and you crank it up and you're looking for in that first 2 hours of gameplay, if you're like, if you go into it and say, I hate this game, what you're going to do, I don't know anyone who's played 2 hours into Star Wars and they're like, dang, that's the greatest thing I've ever done. Because I told Will, it's that game, it's a tutorial game in the beginning. So for like 2 to 2.5 hours, like I'm not even playing. You are literally doing tutorials on how to play the game. And it's literally teaching you how to play a single-player game, which everyone knows I'm going to be critical on anyways. So you're learning how to play this game, and you literally have to follow the steps. Like, it's that tutorial to where it's like, it doesn't just say press B to roll. Like, it tells you to press B to dodge an attack, and you do it, and you keep dying until you do it how it tells you to do. I'm a freelance guy, bro. Show me the controls on the pause screen, and let's get out there and go. So, I mean, it's just a personal thing, but graphics are absolutely amazing. I will say it's one of the laggier games and frame drop games that I've seen in a while when it comes to a single player game. And, I'm over here running a supercomputer. There's no reason for that. And that's probably been the biggest knock on it.
Same complaints from other people.
Yeah, and I felt it. It's one of the only 2 games I've ever actually felt frame drops in a game. And it's the only single-player game I think I've ever played in the history of games. But
I feel like that's pretty solid right there.
Yeah.
That's...
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
It just a generality.
Mm-hmm.
Games now seem far more unpolished
Thank you.
Yes.
I agree.
That's a fact.
at release
Well,
I don't think anybody would argue with that.
than they ever have. I mean, it's like a rat race. Okay, well, we have this budget, but we got this timeline. So we're going to cram as much as we can in this timeline, and then we'll fix the issues after everybody plays it.
Yeah.
That's why Anthem was one of the worst games. Oh, we hadn't got there yet. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Time out, big fella. We're almost there.
but
Well-
I mean, it's just a prime example is just some games just come out and they're not ready. I'll wait another 6 months if you're going to make sure this game is if the juice is worth the squeeze.
People are still going to buy it.
Well, we talked about it. Me and Jake talked about it one day, Will, and I'll ask you a question, and this is all I'll ask. Let's take it back to 2010 right now. So we're living in the 2010 world. You just went to Best Buy and just bought your brand new copy of a game, right? So you just bought the new Call of Duty Black Ops 2 that came out. Or let's go all the way back to like Black Ops. You just bought your Black Ops. You bought the hard physical copy of the game because that's how games came out. You bought that game, you took it home, you put it in your console, and that game's ass. What happens to that game?
It gets put right back in its case,
And
I probably never touch it again because I have a bad taste in my mouth.
Well, I take it back to the store and return them.
But what do they do now? Now they sell you that game. You get that game. And they're like, don't. Oh, we let them get a Fortnite. Oh, we let them get away with Fortnite, which I'll argue in Fortnite's side until the day I die that they have one of the better games when it comes to developments of games. And I know people hate that because 12-year-olds play it. But man, the fact that they always keep updating their game, but the one knock I have on them, take that beta garbage out of there. That game's not a beta. Quit giving me betas. Quit every time I launch into a PC game, it is a beta. It doesn't matter what game. New Star Wars, obviously not. But you launch into a new game, beta. Oh, don't worry, it's a beta.
Steam is the worst about the early
I
can get into that in a minute.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say with Ubisoft, like when you bought Ghost Recon and then they told you to return it, dude, I almost lost my shit because
yeah, I couldn't
that's
return
not
that
like
game.
that anywhere else. I return games on Steam all the time if they don't work. And like back in the day when you bought the game at the store, if I took that thing home and it didn't work, it's going right back and going right back to the store. So now you're selling us these broke big games and you won't even let me return them.
Yeah.
That's criminal.
Yeah, Will, that was part of that we didn't get to in that game. That game was broken. Bought the $100 edition of it so we could play it, but way before everybody else, we could get some content out there. The game is broken, and then when I click on it to return it, it tells me that the fact that I bought a special edition of it, I can't return this game.
No, it's just because it was a digital copy.
Or whatever.
They won't let you return any digital.
Well, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
But that's even worse, bro. Like,
I mean, you can come to my house.
Any digital copy.
You can come to my house and delete that garbage yourself off of my PC for all I care, and leave that $80. I'll take 80 back. Give me 50.
Right.
Give me half. didn't put an hour and a half into gameplay, and I was fixing to
What game are you
literally
referring to?
Ghost Recon.
Okay.
Breakpoint.
I literally was fixing to break my mouse. If somebody came in here right now and said they love Ghost Recon, I think I'll ban them from chat.
Yep. So number 11, Friday the 13th of the game, Ultimate Slasher Edition, was released on Switch in August. I f***ing hate Friday the 13th the game. I thought it was ass. Moving on. Number 12, drum roll, please. Anthem. Anthem.
Wow. You talk about a game that I followed for 4 years. 4 years. I was subscribed to it. Watching, with the development of it for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I buy it right out. As soon as it's able to purchase, I buy it. And then I play the beta, and I never even downloaded what I purchased.
Yeah.
I have never, ever, and I've been playing games since I was a child. Sega Genesis. I have never had a game where I was in a loading screen more than actual gameplay.
Casey
My
sent
entire
me an alpha code. Remember that night I tried to play with you guys? I couldn't even load into the never even touched Anthem. And Casey had spent all this money buying these games to give for giveaways.
I bought 10 copies of Anthem.
I got to play it one time. I got to load in and play one time. I think with you, Casey, we played one time.
Mm-hmm.
And
Me, you, and Brian.
Yeah, at time, like the idea of it, I thought was awesome. I was like, Iron Man meets Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beats Destiny.
Meets Destiny. Yeah.
Meets
and
Halo.
Even in third person for those people who like third person. I mean, so cool. We're gonna give you these different javelins. One's for speed. One's for kind of like disappearing acts, where you can vanish in and out. And then one was your tank. What a perfect idea to have for your team. Who's going to be the tank, who's going to be the in and out guy, and then who's going to be that assault man. I mean, what a perfect idea, and what a flop. Oh my God. I mean, I honestly think the community should have got together and sued the hell out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't buy EA's shit anymore. I wanted to play Star Wars Battlefront 2, but with all the loot box shit that happened at release, I was like, I'm not gonna put up with their shit anymore, of them just basically preying on the gaming community and making a shit ton of money doing it. I mean, it's predatory practices. That's plain and simple.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody here would argue against that.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about Anthem. So that's how I feel about it.
That's pretty bad. This man bought 10 copies of the fucking game.
And it's broken.
Bless
Did you get
your
your money
heart.
back on any of those?
Bless your heart.
No, I gave them to people. I mean, that's what. Remember?
I'd have been giving them away for followers.
Do you? Yeah. Well, that's what we. Well, you have to remember, I wasn't even an affiliate at this time, and I did my first big giveaway, and I did Anthem because I had such a good giveaway on Red Dead, and I was like, well, we're gonna do Anthem, so I did the Anthem giveaway, and I was like, man, my channel is fishing to chew. And I think even people were like, bro, I mean, what's the point of... I mean, I'll take it.
Love it. Yeah, right? I'll take it, play it once, and then never touch it again.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered dropped this year. I don't even want to play Assassin's Creed 3. One of the most boring games.
Yeah, no, it's Assassin's Creed. I have it. It's fun. But it's just better.
Assassin's Creed 3 is like one of the worst.
Yeah.
Besides fucking Unity. That was the first time I ever got by Ubisoft, and I haven't recovered from it since.
What's the Assassin's Creed? What's like the Black Sea or something?
Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Oh, give me more.
Great pirate game.
Assassin's Creed 4 me harder. Jeez, let's go.
I don't know why they made it an Assassin's Creed game. It could have been its own game.
Man, that game, dude, redo that, please.
Cuphead dropped for the Switch in April. people that haven't looked at Cuphead won't even know what I'm talking about. But I haven't played it yet. I feel like it will be a feather in my cap as a gamer to beat that game. More for fans of difficulty and cool art styles than anything. Number 15, Call of Duty Mobile. Has anybody touched Call of Duty Mobile?
It's not truly Call of Duty Mobile. It's just it's just a block dude version of Call of Duty that you can play on PC basically because the mobile community is there, but it's also on PC. And who do you think? That
doesn't make any sense.
Thank you.
Crossplay PC versus mobile.
So who do you think wins that?
Number 16, Halo: The Master Chief Collection will release on December 3rd for PC, and I'm probably not going to talk to anybody first because I haven't played Halo in years and I have a hard on for it.
It's all Halos too. I looked at it the other day.
I'm stoked about that.
We might have that on stream. So
yeah, we're probably going to be streaming that. Vampire the Masquerade Coteries of New York is a text-based game that's dropping on December 4th. For those of you that are fans of Vampire the Masquerade, I have played Vampire the Masquerade. They're coming out with a new one next year, which is pretty exciting. It's a great role-playing, but the Masquerade Bloodlines is kind of like it's an older game, so it doesn't run super well. But I'm looking forward to them dropping the new one.
Yeah.
Coteries of New York is not that. It's a text-based game, so don't pick that up expecting an RPG or anything.
Yeah.
Number 18, Atlas. Atlas.
Yeah, it actually caught a refund 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was hot garbage.
Yeah.
That was another example of the reviews being...
Yeah, reviews are right.
I CTD'd on that game probably like 10 times just trying to play with Casey for an hour.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
I don't have the same problems you guys have. I can get into lobbies. I have good internet and I have good equipment, so I can actually play games. But
wow.
that was a tough time, man. I agree with you.
And then number 19, Hitman 2. Had its anniversary this year in November. Phenomenal game.
Yeah, you have to do your Hitman, don't you?
Yeah, I had to do Hitman. It didn't even come out this year. It's still on my list. Like, phenomenal game. If you don't have it yet, you're fucking up. Endlessly replayable. Endlessly replayable, people. And they keep dropping phenomenal new content for it. You got to pick that game up. You have to.
Yeah.
And that will conclude our 2019 releases. Let's get into some upcoming releases. These are ones with actual dates. Doom Eternal drops March 20, 2020. I love Doom. If you haven't played Doom 2016, you need to. It's fire. It's an actual hard shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely earned the nostalgic to earn the right to give it a shot.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree.
And it's made by a good team.
Yeah.
Yes. Phenomenal game.
It will be my birthday game. It's a week before my birthday, but we'll do a birthday stream with them for sure.
So, should we make Casey beat it on Nightmare difficulty?
No.
Yes. I feel like we should.
No.
I feel like you have to do a stream where you beat it on Nightmare.
I mean, I'll do it, but it's going to be a long stream.
I beat Doom 2016 on Nightmare.
I'll tell you, I was looking at our list here, a game that we don't have on the list that I was
upcoming or
upcoming, yeah. And I strongly recommend that you check out the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are watching, they can definitely, if you can pull it up on your stream, Diablo 6.
Okay.
Oh, wow, I didn't even know that was dropping.
Yeah. Diablo 3 was one of my all-time favorite games. And I will even get it and play it with you guys on PC.
Isn't it Diablo 4?
Is it Diablo 4? Yeah, it might be Diablo 4.
Yeah, I'm about to say 6.
Yeah, I was going to say, you skipped a lot of... I was like, damn, how many Diablos?
Well, they didn't have a Diablo 2. They went from Diablo to Diablo 3. But it is 3-player co-op campaign from start to finish. And there is no pay to play, zero. It is... You level up your character the more you play. The
Did they
more
take
you
out
play,
the
the more
auction
stuff you
house
can
bullshit?
unlock. Huh?
Are they taking out the auction house bullshit?
I don't know about the auction house. I know that the trading system is still there where you can trade with your friends,
Yeah.
and which is always cool. Always cool. And then the higher difficulty you play, the better gear and the more damage output weapons
Yeah.
you get. And I can tell you, cinematic adventure wise, like the cinematic scenes, I've nothing beats Diablo 3. The story of Diablo 3 was amazing.
Do you have a release date for that, Will?
I believe it's coming out in 2020.
Yeah, I heard the third quarter.
They just came out with I mean if after this, even if we don't put it on the stream,
I got it pulled up
has-
now. I'm just waiting for y'all.
it how long is it? The
2 minutes. There's a 9-minute one. I'm just gonna play the 2-minute
Just
one.
run it and mute it, Casey.
I would do the 9-minute one. Just run it while we're talking.
Okay.
The 9-minute one.
Yeah, just mute it.
I mean, it's incredible.
Okay.
It's incredible. The cinematic cutscenes is just incredible. You know, Diablo 3, it was essentially Satan, and it came to a whole point where he was making his way to the heavens, and he fought the archangel Michael in front of heaven's gates,
That's sick.
defeated him, and blew away the gates of heaven, and made his way to the Tower of God. And so you had to stop him as soon as he made it to the tower. And these were like, I mean, whoever did the graphics on this, I mean, you could have thought that you were watching an animated movie.
Yeah, I've got it rolling now. If y'all want to check into it.
Yeah, I'm just watching it as we're talking, but yeah, that's definitely that one up. I don't have a release date for it yet.
It reminds me and the reason why I say that I get the same enjoyment out of playing that co-op as I did back in the day when we were kids playing Contra together.
Yeah.
Damn.
It doesn't have an official release date yet.
Yeah.
They literally just announced this game.
Your characters that you get, definitely the yin and yang of the characters that you get balance out each other so much. Like an archer or a magician or a barbarian, So, I mean, obviously you know what those characters are going to be doing. Someone's going to be using the elements while someone's using these crossbows, while someone's saying, all right, Casey's prime example, I'm just going in, I'm going to start bashing people close range.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm so
Good times, man.
very much looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time. Probably the game I am most in 2020. I'm not sure that Diablo is going to drop in 2020. It's not. I think it's going to drop on the new
The new
next generation of consoles.
Well, that's. I take what I was saying another game on the third quarter. That is what they said. They expect this game to be released with the new consoles. This is expected to be a release on the consoles only.
That's going to be pretty nasty.
Yeah.
But the big one for this coming year, Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, big facts.
God,
Right.
yeah. I've heard nothing but good things. But that's been on what is it? GameCon or something where they do the
Yeah. E3?
That's been on. Yeah, that's been a preview for what 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, delay it all you want. If you're gonna make it
Yeah,
what
I absolutely
it's gonna
agree.
be, what you think, what everyone thinks or hopes it's gonna be, delay it as much as you want. Because if it's not the game that we want, then regardless of how good you make it in the end,
Mhm.
you're gonna lose your player base.
And CD Projekt Red said they weren't going to release it. And those guys made The Witcher. So I feel pretty confident that they're not going to this up.
I mean, just look at this cutscene on Diablo right now. I mean, how
I know, this is insane. That's going to be an awesome game.
they really get in depth with their story. That's what I like the most. I think
Yeah,
that's
there's a lot of those kind of games coming out this coming year. Cyberpunk,
that's what's getting me as we get into these games. I mean,
Yeah,
you really see they take the time to invest in the story,
yeah.
which makes you feel invested in the game.
Last of Us Part 2 also drops next year on 29th of May. Which means I have to pick up Last of Us Part 1. A naughty little boy and haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
But that's on me. I've never heard anything other than like
I've heard it's amazing.
rave reviews about it. Yeah, I mean it's like God of War is another one of those that's like I've never heard any.
Good game. Yeah, I play God of War. Or God of War.
Doom 64 is dropping on the Switch next year, which is like, so that'll be cool for Switch people. I say Switch people. That sounds like something else. I mean, people that play games on the Switch. Vampire the Masquerade's Bloodline 2 releases March 31st. I mentioned that earlier. That's going to be the first entry in the Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines since the first one. I don't think they've put a game out in that series in like 10 plus years. So that'll be cool. And then Carrion published by Devolver Digital, who also put out Ruiner and Hotline Miami. For those of you that have played those games, they're dropping a reverse horror game. So a horror game where you play as the monster. I've looked at that. That looks like it's going to be a pretty fun time. And that's all I've got for upcoming releases that have a release date. But I got another 20 games that don't yet have a release date. Watch Dogs Legion, which that I'm not picking that up.
Yeah.
Ubisoft. You, all the Watch Dogs have sucked. Everything you do sucks except for Rainbow Six. I will not touch another Ubisoft game until you fix your f***ing shit. Doom Eternal is going to release on the Switch in 2020. Switch is actually getting a lot of like high-profile AAA titles, which it was not what I was expecting. Dying Light 2. Did either of you guys play Dying Light? Pretty dope zombie game with parkour mechanics. It was honestly what Dead Island should have been, I feel like. Halo Infinite drops next year. I don't have an Xbox, so I don't know. Can you play Xbox games on PC now? Is that like...
It's kind of what's going on. Xbox and PC now. Microsoft's basically helping out all their people who roll on Microsoft products. Is to where basically Xbox and PC are becoming one. They're kind of becoming. That's why we talked about the other day. PC and Xbox now have gamers who are just absolute rivals. PlayStation feels like they're the alpha console guys, but then at the same time, Xbox and PC guys are really starting to get to share a lot of game time with each other. So it's PlayStation's kind of getting left high and dry right now.
System Shock, which is a reboot of System Shock from back in the gap, kind of a horror shooter. It's predicted to drop Q1 of 2020. I don't know that that's out. I just heard that much about it. So that would be surprising for them to squeeze that out in Q1 2020. Rainbow Six Quarantine is dropping. I don't care. I don't know why Rainbow Six needs a zombies mode.
Yeah.
Like, I've never looked at Rainbow Six and thought, you know what this needs? Zombies. I'm already not the biggest Siege fan. Like, Siege is cool, but I prefer like the older Rainbow Sixes.
I can do that, yeah.
Wasteland 3 is supposed to be dropping Q2 of 2020. Wasteland 2 was PC World's 2014 Game of the Year. And the original, which came out in 1988, was Computer Gaming World's Adventure Game of the Year 1988. And Wasteland 1 was also the spiritual basis for the 1997 Fallout, which of course became the Fallout series. I was actually playing Wasteland 2 earlier today just to get a look at it, and you can honestly like pretend you're in the Fallout universe. It almost feels exactly like playing one of the old school Fallout games. But it is like it's a classic RPG, so I don't want anyone to pick that up expecting it to be like a first person experience like the newer Fallout games. Dude, this is the sickest cutscene of all time.
Yeah, I'm not lying. This is wild.
This is a wild cutscene. I feel like nothing I say matters right now. And of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 5 is dropping next year. They don't have a release date, but it's coming out in November or like late October. And I don't care. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't care any less that game's coming out, especially if they don't go back to like old school Black Ops. If I see any futuristic trailer of this, it will remain on the shelf. Destroy All Humans is getting a remake. That was a banger from back in the day.
Whew. That was wild.
That was a wild game, so.
Holy crap, dude. That was nice.
Supposedly we're getting a new Dragon Age next year. For those of you Dragon Age nerds.
That'll be fun.
Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming out with a new edition on both Xbox and PC. For those of you that are like me and get off on that kind of thing. Shut up, Casey. I'm excited about it.
There you go.
Insurgency Sandstorm, which you see me coming out on PS4 and Xbox.
That's gonna be fun.
You've been playing it on the PC.
That's gonna be fun. I wouldn't mind that, but I'm going strictly PC now. I do believe so. That'll be fun. I think it'll be good.
Death Stranding is also coming to PC third quarter of next year. Don't care. Ready or Not, which is like a ultra, like hyper tactical shooter, is coming to PC Q4 of next year. I've seen gameplay from it. It looks pretty sick. So hopefully that pans out. Got some big news on the Elder Scrolls front.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, we're predicting an Elder Scrolls 6 release, probably 2021, if I had to guess. Hopefully Bethesda doesn't f*** it up. Bethesda's been taking straight L's lately, so they need a solid. They need Elder Scrolls 6 to be solid. In conjunction with that, Elder Scrolls Legends is coming to console in 2020, but it's like a card game. It's not like an RPG, so I don't care. Star Citizen, if anybody's been tracking that, it's supposed to get a full release Q4 of 2020. I'm pretty excited about that. Rust is supposed to be coming to consoles Q4 2020. I haven't really gotten to play Rust that much because my PC doesn't like it. Casey's got Medal of Honor Above and Beyond pulled up right now.
Yeah. This will be fun.
Casey
this
still has a hard on for the last
Yeah, I'm still rock candy from the first Medal of Honor. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. This doesn't look, per se, the most
looks like VR.
beautiful. Yeah, this is VR.
This is definitely VR. What the?
Oh no, we'll see.
It's gonna be a VR only game.
Beyond, I think we're finally able to.
I'm so hurt right now.
From 20 years ago.
It is.
In the boots.
I'm so hurt right now.
I'm actually hurt too. That probably just ruined this whole entire.
Way to just piss on my day.
There's no moment in this game where like you're just relaxed, right?
I mean, it looks pretty cool, but like,
Yeah, it looks pretty not bad for a Wii game. I mean,
how much am I gonna throw up playing this?
All these incredible places.
VR adds such another level to it just because people want to naturally.
Well, that's
oh,
disappointing.
Whether you're inside a Sherman tank.
The one on this list that I'm probably on the ones with no release date.
Is on
Mountain Blade Bannerlord is coming to Steam March of next year. If you haven't played Mountain Blade Warband and you have a PC, you're fucking up. It has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, which just doesn't happen. So pick that game up. It's endlessly replayable. There's a shit ton of mods for it. And this is the first. Well, I guess you had with Fire and Sword, but it wasn't good. Warband, but Bannerlord is going to be in the same universe as Warband, and it's probably going to be fucking awesome. So, if you like tactics games, but you also hate tactics games, so you don't want to sit there and like control people on a battlefield, you act like sword fighting with it, Mountain Blade is definitely up your alley. I can't recommend it enough. I was actually playing it before we started this up, And that pretty much does it for my list. The sites I used for this were releases.com, gamesradar.com, wikipedia.org, and IGN. Some news on those releases. And yeah, that pretty much does it for Grumpy Hall gaming segment.
Well done. Well done. A lot of information to process right there.
Yeah, we got a lot of big games coming out. Early next year is going to be a big on the gaming front.
Let's just hope, that some of these games are like a finished product.
Yeah, I mean, that always scares me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
more so nowadays than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with like Anthem and Ghost Recon. Like, I'm tired of paying to games, you know? So, hopefully the gaming industry gets its shit together in the new decade. But, I mean, it's really more on us, the gamers, to not put up with predatory practices. So
yeah, that's on the community, man.
It really is. But I mean, it's tough to get a community to all.
Well,
they're running. I mean, the developers and the publishers are running the business.
Well, you know who's really screwing us right now, and I hate to throw this out on stream and on Twitch, but it's the streamers.
Yeah,
it's the guys at the top who are money grabbing and giving these games any kind of hope.
Yep.
And
blame them though.
Oh, no. I'm not blaming the individual.
Business too.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I didn't mean to offend you, Will, but I'm just. That's who's doing it. Let's just be honest. Dude, this is beautiful.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls 6.
I haven't seen this before.
Redfall.
This is a concept bid.
Yeah.
So this looks like a Skyrim mod, if I'm being honest.
What part of Skyrim is this? Well, I ran all over Skyrim my whole entire childhood, and I've never seen this. Are you serious? I know
the ENB on Skyrim. It looks like this too.
I can close my eyes and walk through Skyrim.
Hopefully, Bethesda doesn't put this game out. Have the community fix it like they've done for their last 20 releases. That's why Fallout 76 is such a dumpster fire on top of what. They're lucky that game dropped in 2018, or I'd be ripping that one a new one on too. Oh, they did come out with Fallout First, which is a $100 a year subscription service for Fallout 76.
Well, you be saying the F word more than anybody I ever met in my life.
I'm sorry, I get fired up with, when it comes to stuff like this.
This is gonna be our streams after dark guy right here.
I've always been the
All right, man.
I think we've hit 2 hours of consistent material.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An hour of sports and an hour of gaming, pretty much.
Yeah, man. I think that's gonna do it here for us tonight, guys. We'll get
Next up is politics.
Yeah, we'll be on politics, religions, and a lot of other things. I'm just absolutely kidding. Yeah, man, that was fun. I had a blast tonight. This is going to be something we start doing on a weekly basis. I plan 1 to 2 times a week, at least, just having chill time with the guys. I mean, this is a way for us to kind of get out of our element of having to get on here. We usually play between 8 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning, and this is kind of a way to kind of get out of that groove sometimes. This was nice. This was relaxing, and I'm going to get the kick back in bed here in a minute.
Except for that bit with, like, we can only mention Ubisoft, like, once.
Yeah, and yeah, yeah.
For my heart.
Yeah, I agree.
For my heart health.
But,
all right.
yeah. We'll get this on YouTube ASAP, man. We appreciate it, guys.
ASAP Rocky.
Make sure to follow all the channels. I have my channel here, XCaseyJones12X. We have Grumpy Halsey.
Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch.
There you go. It's Grumpy_Halsey. And then I have my boy Godric318. That's Will. You're going to see the three of us doing a lot of these podcasts together. And we're just going to keep growing. We're going to keep getting better. And we hope to keep entertaining you guys. And we appreciate it. Appreciate all the support tonight, guys.
Go Tigers.
Ooh.